Hi, we're,
Hello.
we're Daniel and Irish, and we've been traveling the world for the last year. We've been to 20 countries, and I think now 15 states. I'm 70.
I am 36,
36.
a Filipina.
You told me you were 26. You're 36?
False news.
Wow. And you're from the Philippines.
Yes, I
You
am.
told me you're from Thailand.
I could be anywhere.
Wow.
I got that a lot.
I've learned a
but
lot. I'm glad we did this video.
I was born and raised in the Philippines.
Are you serious? Where? Where
In
in the Philippines?
Cebu, Philippines.
That makes you a Cebuana.
Yes, I am.
Wow.
A humbled Cebuana.
Humble.
So shout outs to all the Cebuanos and Cebuanas in the world. I know we thrive.
And you do
How are
thrive, and
you?
you're lovely people. All of the Philippine people are amazing. So, because we've been there, that's one of the 20 countries. So right
Yes.
now, we're in this windy little spot in Flagstaff, Arizona. We've been camping for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. We've been camping all over the West. We just finished a cross-country trip from, let's see, just this little section of our traveling. We're in Mexico for a few months. Didn't care for it so much. It was super nice people. Just wasn't our cup of tea.
Well, let me say something about
Oh
that.
my God!
Um,
What? What do you want to say?
For me, being Mexico, I gotta be so honest that I feel like I'm really close to home because in the Philippines, we were like colonized by Spain for 300 long years.
Wow, you got some facts here. Some
Yes, it's a
science.
fact.
Babe,
It's
I'm just
history.
thinking, why do we look like we're the same height sitting down?
Because
interesting.
I made it this way. No, how tall are you, my love?
I'm like 8 feet, something like that.
I'm 5'3".
5'3". 5'3".
I am.
Until you take out the measuring stick, then
No,
things change a little bit.
good news. I mean,
Yeah.
fun fact about that. Actually, I was like sort of like desperate. I was like when I was young, I dreamed to be a flight stewardess.
So a
And-
flight attendant is the proper. You got to
Okay, flight
be
attendant.
politically correct. It's not stewardess anymore.
Well, thanks for correcting
You're
me.
right. That's no problem.
Yeah, as a flight attendant. So I applied for, I believe that was Cebu Pacific, and
What happened?
I passed everything. I aced the test,
Yeah, yeah.
and I believe I got the interview. And the final thing was the height requirement. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and I believe you have to be 5'3" tall to pass, right?
Well, then you should have passed, right? Because you're.
Exactly. I
Ah,
could
yeah.
have passed. I could have passed, but I was like 5.5.
So what do you say?
I
Yeah. You
I
say
barely
that-
passed or missed it.
Is that 5'3" with heels or?
Without.
Oh, I can see
Yeah.
what happened there, babe.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So, yes, tell us.
Tell us
More.
about why do you have the blue fingernails? Can you explain that? real
Well, right. We just celebrated the biggest holiday in the U.S.
It's-
That's the 4th of July.
quick? 4th of July. What happens on the
Right.
4th of July?
We are celebrating the Independence Day here in America, and I'm just so grateful. And it was really such an honor and a pleasure to be able to experience that with the people and of course with the country. Being in the wild, by the way, really made me humble and made me realize to treasure the little things in life.
Wow. What do you treasure most? I
It's,
know the answer. Come on.
What is it?
Family.
That's right.
Because you're from the Philippines.
Yes.
Because the Philippine people treasure family above all else. And that's why it's such a wonderful place. Because
Thank
money's
you.
important, like it is to anyone in the world, but they don't put it as the primary importance in their life. So, very interesting place. Certainly enjoyed being there. But here we are now, in the middle of our travels. Anyway, we're until beautiful Irish interceded there. In this little section of our travels, we went down to Mexico. We had a lovely time. Beautiful house, nice neighbors, nice landlord. And we were down there for a couple of months. But we go to the beach every day, and after a while, it's like, couldn't mountain bike ride, couldn't really hike, couldn't really get out in the wild there, at least where we were, other than the ocean, and it just got a little old. So
Yes.
we were dodging crocodiles and right?
Surfing and
Just-
the
yeah.
crocodile.
Yeah, surfing the
in
crocodiles.
habitats.
Yeah, we were. So anyway, so
In
we
habitats.
decided, hey, let's jump in this. We bought this old car, brought it down to Mexico, thinking, hey, might as well bring something that we could beat to death without feeling bad, because the roads down there are pretty rough. So we ended up packing that up and driving back to the U.S. We drove all the way back up from the area around Puerto Vallarta, and we drove into Mexico. I mean, we drove into Arizona. We were going to
Yes.
go up to Baja. So we drove into Arizona and fell in love with it. We came up to northern Arizona, where we are now, fell in love with Flagstaff. And then we ended up coming back. So we made a couple of circuits through all the mountainous areas, all the national parks, kind of a combination of hotels and camping along the way. And it's been fascinating, right?
Yes, absolutely. It was quite amusing.
Well, you weren't too amused the other day when you thought you spotted a mountain lion. Was that
Absolutely.
part of the amusement?
It was part of the amusingly scared fear factor. Being in the wild, to me, that's the first time I ever had that fear. Because, yes, you're quite a professional biker, and I'm just really new to it. And of course, I gotta be like, try to catch up with you and like, but you're a very amazing mentor, I must say that. But you went like, you gotta go high up in the mountain, right? And I still am like coping up with it. So we went in separate ways.
Yeah, we started down up a trail, which we do. And then first of all, Irish is amazing because she's really determined to become a good rider. I mean, when we left
Thank you.
California, she couldn't even get on the bike. She tried to get on a bike, she'd fall over. She had to have the seat down so low. Anyway, it just wasn't working out. I kind of lost hope of her riding together with me. I'm not a professional, but I do ride. I've ridden
I
all
think
my
you
life.
are.
Well, thank you. That's very
You're
sweet.
welcome.
Anyway, so I had this fairly simple bike, which was a good for her entry-level bike, and we brought it along, and she's really adopted herself amazing. I mean, she's really become a great rider, and she doesn't give up. She rides uphill, she rides on rough terrain, and she's really getting the hang of it. So we go riding, and typically we'll go up a trail, and she'll want to turn around at some point because it's enough for her, understandably, and this time we're really in a wild place, so it was still plenty of daylight. I backtracked.
In a national forest.
We're in a national forest. I backtracked. She has a great sense of direction because she saved us in Italy once, but that's
Thank you.
another story. That's a big story. Anyway, so I backtracked with her to a point where she was very comfortable proceeding on her own. It was mid-afternoon, and somehow on the way back, she felt that she spotted a mountain lion. We're really not in mountain lion country, but it doesn't matter if if you're kind of worried a little bit, you're out by yourself, you're in a wild, and you see something. It could be anything. We know the imagination takes over. And for God's sakes, maybe it was a mountain lion.
Yes,
Who knows?
I was literally sneaking and like crawling. Like I was, yes, like I didn't have anything with me. That's a thing. I learned from it. I didn't have like flashlight, nothing sharp. I'm alone in the wilderness.
So if you had a knife, you would have fought it off with the
I
knife?
could have at least.
Because
At least
Filipinos are good with a knife, aren't they?
at least I'm gonna put a good fight.
You
You
put
know?
up a good fight, because I've seen you put up a fight. When I was in junior high school, I didn't know what a Filipino was, or I didn't know anything about the Philippines. I grew up in Florida. But in my junior high, it was known that you never messed with a Filipina because she'd pull a knife out and cut you to shreds. So you didn't if you had a Filipina girlfriend, you didn't mess with her. She'd just cut you up like you're just yesterday's
Wow.
dinner, right? Like filet.
Well,
So-
I think we're gonna do that.
What do you mean we're going to do that? Wait, whoa. What do you mean we're going to do that?
Yes,
I don't
we
want to do
to
that.
prepare a great, sumptuous food for you.
That's much
That's
better.
how we do it.
Much better
All
use of a
right.
knife. So,
Anyways, continue the story.
oh, sure. So I think that was the story. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so she decides number one, to crawl around and hide, which
I did twice or thrice.
Yeah,
I did the same route, but I was like, no way, that is a freaking mountain lion.
is this how you wanted me to continue the story? Anyway,
Okay, continue.
Anyway, she made it, just in case any of you are faced with a mountain lion. I mean, mountain lions are serious, but they're just big cats. So
Big cats who really has a very high gallop, who can really
yeah, so you're
really
not.
run
They can
fast.
smell you. They can smell you from 10 miles away. They can hear you from 5 miles away.
Yes.
You're not going to hide from them. You're not going to outrun them. So what you have to do with a mountain lion, unlike maybe a bear, is you have to turn and confront them. Now we've seen examples of that on YouTube already. There's a couple of examples of guys and maybe a gal hiking or biking in the wilds in the western U.S. and a mountain lion was chasing the guy. I mean, he was chasing him. He had it on. He was filming it. The guy was freaking out. And finally, the guy got up to cojones. I mean, he had no choice. The lion was getting closer and closer. He finally picked up a rock on the trail, turned around, and flung it at the mountain lion. That mountain lion took off like a house cat that just got sprayed with water. Never saw it again. So the point is, see a mountain lion, you confront it. But Irish, of course, she was worried, she was scared, she was alone. So she tried to kind of hide from it. Then she tried to take an alternate route, which took her hours and miles away, which she only finally found her way here, back to the camp at literally at dark, just when I was getting ready to go look for her with the car. So you know, I just want to inject something on my soapbox here. Along that whole incident, she ran into a guy out here, you know, an American guy with a brand new Jeep, big four-door big Jeep, brand new. And what he really wanted to do, he saw she was scared and that she was alone.
Scared.
She was terrified. So what he wanted to do was have a beer with her and not help her. So he didn't offer to, hey, this guy's lived here for 20 years, what he said.
30, actually.
He knew where she was camped. All he had to do was throw that bike in the back of his Jeep, which any true man would do, and bring her over to the camp, right? Instead, he just left her out there. She didn't want to have a drink with him. She turned him down for that. So he pretty much gave her some false information about where she was, what the distance was, and took off, went on his merry way, and left this damsel in distress. I find that to be hideous and very unfortunate representation of what, unfortunately, a lot of American men have kind of come to. So anyway, I just wanted to put that in there. So luckily she came back. It was a good ending. And we here we are. Here we are.
Yes, here we are.
Right now.
Yeah. You know what I learned from that too is like when you are in that moment, it's like you have to be self-aware, because I could have like died right there just because of my emotions, or like panic attack, because I was extremely scared and terrified. But I just like keep on like just keep going, like this is it. No, like I just like really let my instinct like talk to me and follow it, and yeah, finally gladly I made it. And the next time, like when you go to the wilderness, make sure you're geared up, pack back whatever you need, sharp things, whatever, just to save you, because you don't know what's there in the wilderness. You don't know, and you want to make sure you'll be able to thrive and
There's lots of
come
tools,
back
lots of
where
tools
you're
you
from.
can use on your phone, lots of things you could download that don't require you being online. There's lots of platforms, Trail Forks, All Trails are just two of them. You could use Google. You could pin your location before you leave. I'm not sure if that works offline, but there's plenty of solutions and plenty of ways to safeguard that you're not going to get lost. The other lesson is, don't let your imagination destroy your life or destroy a part of your life, or it could have caused her to literally be lost and all night, and maybe then something would have found her and attacked her. So we really have to be careful with our imagination and really assess the situation carefully, and not let our mind run away with something negative. And I think that's true with everything in life. So Anyway, it's a good lesson to learn from that. So we're going to sign off now because we got to go. We got we have more of our adventure to take. We're headed for
adventure, and we're gonna let you know.
Where we're going next.
Just
Yeah,
keep in touch.
a complete change of scene
Yes.
here in the next day or two. So we'll be back, and that's it.
Yes, thanks for
All right,
watching, and
let's
see
stand
you
up. I want to
later.
show what 5-3 looks like. Okay.
All right.
Let's see if we can walk back here a little bit. There's 5-3. See?
All right, baby.
Okay.
Ciao. Thank you so much.
Ciao, ciao.
Have a lovely day.